So this is the website that I use to kind of consolidate all the information about the class. So here it gives things like the office hours and the locations of the office hours. We have office hours really every day of the week, predominantly in the mornings, but if you have trouble making it because of other class conflicts, don't hesitate to let us know and we'll try to find a way around that. But we have 3 TAs who are very good and they'll help you out with these kinds of things. As you can see here, this is the wiki portion of my class GitHub account. It also includes things like the assignment deadlines. So you can see the initial assignment is due a week from Wednesday. And what will happen when you submit that, and I will send out a Google form here shortly that you'll use to fill out and tell me your GitLab account information so I can go ahead and clone your repository and review it. You'll submit it on Wednesday, September 2nd. I will then give you personalized feedback within the next day or so, and then you'll have roughly a week, maybe less, because the first assignment's really simple, to be able to respond to my comments. And then at that point, you will have the final submission for that assignment, which will be assignment 1B. And I'm sorry, what'll happen then is I'll put out assignment 1B, which will include the results that you did to address my comments for assignment 1A, plus some other stuff. Then again, you'll submit assignment 1B. I will give you feedback on that. And then after that, so it'll be sort of 2 bites at the apple with feedback and comments. Then you'll submit assignment 1 for final grading. And then the TAs will go off and run the grading script and analyze your code to make sure you addressed all my comments. And that code will then be what you submit for a grade. So that's the way it's going to work. So your actual assignment 1 will probably be submitted for final review in mid to late September, after I've given you feedback on everything and give you a chance to learn how things work. There's a frequently asked questions page here you might want to take a look at. Probably the most useful thing here is the last question, question 13, which talks about how do you pull new assignments from my repository, which is in GitHub, into your GitLab account. And for further instructions about all this good stuff, I recommend you take a look at Git Usage Guide for Assignments, which was actually done by a student of mine. I think it was actually over the summer or maybe last year. And this student did a really nice job of kind of explaining all the steps and showing some screenshots. Obviously, it's for a different version of this course or another course, but the basic steps are the same. So take a look at that, and that'll help you if you're getting flummoxed with Git issues. This is a link that explains how to download the code and also how to set up Android Studio and so on. And also it walks through how you set up your account on GitLab. And again, this is done for, I think it was a year ago's course, but if you replace the names with the current course in the current semester, it'll all should work fine. So take a look at that. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to come to office hours and we will help you walk through those things. But the assumption here is people can kind of figure out Git. So I don't really have any lectures on it, although I might post a video done by one of my TAs over the summer that also gives some nice instructions. You can also go here and learn about the programming assignment process. This talks about all the things you have to make sure you do. The key thing is read this link and follow the instructions. And I will post these repeatedly throughout the semester to remind people if they start to be sloppy in that respect. We have submission guidelines for the assignments that explain how things work. Please take a look at that. There's kind of an overview of what we're going to cover in the course. Things typically change semester to semester. Here's where you're going to find each week's set of lectures broken up into smaller chunks than I give them. You can see here that we're going to have the course overview and logistics. I always put the PDF versions of the slides up there, usually after class. I loaded this one up right before class. And then I'll also put a link to the MP4 video, which of course is not here yet because we're still recording it. Here's my YouTube playlist. Right now it just has one video, which is the walkthrough of assignment 1A. So please go ahead and watch that video. It kind of explains all the things you need to do for assignment 1A. I think it'll probably take you, it probably takes longer to watch the video than to do the assignment, but that's okay. And then down here at the bottom of this page is a link to my GitHub repository where you can find all of the assignments and the skeletons and the specs and so on. And if you go here, you can see that this is the GitHub account link or information URI, if you will, that's used to actually clone the repository. Make sure you get comfortable with cloning the repositories. You can also download a zip version. Don't do that. Learn to use Git. You'll thank me later because it'll be much easier to deal with updates and so on. So that's where you can find all that information. And I think that's kind of the key things for you to be aware of in terms of navigating through the course. And of course, what we're going to do is, as I make the videos each week, I will put them here in these different links. So by the time we're done, we'll have the complete version of the course or most of the stuff. There are a few things that we don't record. I don't record the solutions that we go through, and I don't record the answers to the quizzes, but pretty much everything else will be recorded.